Okay, second lesson for this week, Trig, Trig ratios in radians. Take notes. Definitely take notes. Actually, yeah, just follow along. Yeah. Don't worry about taking notes. Just pay attention. Yeah. So here's a unit circle. Oh, that's horrible. Pretend it's not so horrible. Anyways, you know the radius is 1. You know, or you don't know the length of the horizontal side, so we're going to call it x. We don't know the length of the vertical side, we're going to call it a generic y. There's your reference angle, and on your assignment there is the very first thing is a unit circle filled out for you. That's definitely going to be helpful. And then there's this is the key to reading the unit circle. So yes, fill this out, but later. Right now, just pay attention. Yeah. Anyways, sine of theta. You learned that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and the opposite side of this generic triangle is y. Hypotenuse is 1. Y divided by 1 is just y. So when you're trying to figure out sine, you look at the y coordinate. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. I'm going fast because we already did this in a previous lesson. The adjacent side is x. Hypotenuse is 1. X divided by 1 is just x. And then tangent is opposite over adjacent. Opposite is y. Adjacent is x. A couple of you repeatedly did tangent upside down on one of the previous assignments. You have to be careful. Tangent is like slope. It's like slope. Think slope. You know, slope is y over x, or change of y over change of x. Yeah. Tangent is like slope. Here we go. Assignment has 4 parts. Easy part. Part A. I'll do a few examples for you. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Actually, I'm just going to do 2 examples for you per section. Cosine of, dun, 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 let's go with 4 pi thirds. Okay, so no need to convert this to degrees, because on the unit circle, let me show you. You just go to the unit circle, find 4 pi thirds. There you go. And cosine is x, sine is y. So cosine of 240 degrees is negative a half, or 4 pi thirds, which is the same, negative a half. So answer to this question is negative 1/2. Simple. You're not even doing math. You're just finding the answer on the unit circle. You do have to know that cosine is the x value, though. Okay, and then let's do sine of 7 pi fourths. 7 pi fourths. Remember, sine, cosine, tangent, all of them are just a ratio. A ratio is a fancy word for a fraction, so your answer is always going to be a fraction. Sine of 7 pi fourths. So you find 7 pi fourths, and sine is y. I don't know why the radical is distorted like that, but negative radical 2 over 2. Negative radical 2 over 2. If you forget the negative sign, yes, it is wrong. So, part A, real easy, yeah. Part B, a little bit harder. Part B is a little bit harder. Here's why. We're still going to ask you sine and cosine questions, but we're going to ask you negative angles. So, if I say negative pi thirds. So here's positive pi thirds. Negative pi thirds would be right there. So cosine, don't worry, there's only a few of these, of negative pi thirds. So the fact that it's a negative angle means you go down. So there's positive pi thirds, there's negative pi thirds, the exact same distance, yeah? Cosine is the x value. Bam! 1/2. And let's do a sine. Sine. Let's do sine of negative 7 pi fourths. Negative 7 pi fourths. Negative, well there's positive 7, so negative 7 would be exact same distance but going backwards, so right there. And sine is the y value. In this situation you can't why am I stuttering? It's impossible to get the answer wrong because the x and y value is the same here. So voila. Yeah. When you get to pre-calculus, I'll show you a much easier way to do this. You'll see. Even easier than what I just showed you. Easy, a little bit harder, part C. What is part C? Oh wait, let me do a couple more part B examples. We also give you some problems that are over 360 degrees or over 2 pi. So I do give you a hint though. No, I'm gonna let you guys try it. Okay? So if it's over 360 degrees or over 2 pi radians, like for example 1, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 11, 6. So 13, 14, 15, 6 would be here. Yeah, you're going to have to figure that out. I do give you a hint on the assignment. If it's not good enough, let me know. I'll give you another hint, and then, yeah, hint number 2 is how I teach it in pre-cal, so it makes it way easier. Only a couple of those, though, so not a big deal. Part C. Bad notes. What's part C? Part C. Oh, part C. Tangent, cotangent. Tangent and cotangent. Now, I forgot what I was going to say. Part D is actually easier than part C, just to let you know. So, don't think that the hardest stuff is at the end. This is probably the hardest stuff. So let me do a couple examples of tangent. You have to show your work. Must show work. You'll see. For tangent and cotangent problems. This will always be true. Okay, let's go tangent of 5 pi thirds. Tangent of 5 pi thirds. So you find 5 pi thirds on the unit circle. I don't know where my unit circle is. There we go. There. 5 pi thirds. Tangent is y divided by x. Y divided by x. Y divided by x. Voila. Looks scary. Don't be too scared. Watch how easy this is. The 2's cancel. Bam, bam. So you end up with just negative radical 3 over 1. And you can leave it like that. Or you could write negative radical 3. Yeah? Not too bad, right? It looks scary, I know a fraction on top of a fraction looks scary, but the fact that the 2's cancel makes your life a lot easier. Cotangent. Oh, I give you one hint, by the way. You cannot divide by 0. So if you end up with a 0 down here, the answer would be undefined. Cannot divide by 0. Anyways, cotangent. Oh, let's do the same one. Nope. I'm not going to do the same one. That would be ridiculous. Let's do 2 pi thirds. 5 pi 6. Let's do 5 pi 6. Okay. So you find this on the unit circle, which is right there. Cotangent is x over y. So tangent, y over x, just like so. Cotangent is the reciprocal, x over y. Oh, it's the exact same thing. This is stupid. I'm going to do another example. Because it's literally the same thing. So cancel, cancel. Blah, blah, blah. Let me do one more cotangent. Da-da-da. Nope, that's the same thing. Got it. Got it. 4 pi thirds. Cotangent of 4 pi thirds. Why is there such a big gap here? I have no idea. So you go find 4 pi thirds on the unit circle. There it is. Cotangent is x divided by y. X divided by y. So you get negative 1/2 over negative radical 3 over 2. Just like before, the 2's cancel. Cancel, cancel. The negatives also cancel. Cancel, cancel. And the only thing left over is that 1 on the top and that radical 3 on the bottom. Good enough. You don't even have to rationalize the denominator. Leave it like that. I'll be happy. So, initial answer showed the canceling. Answer. Initial answer show the canceling. Answer. That looks like a 4. That's a 2 that's been canceled. I should have used a different color. Sorry, guys. So, part C. That's the only part, I think, where you have to show any kind of word. It's not that hard, but it is the hardest. Tangent and cotangent is the hardest of the 6 trig ratios. And then, last section is cosecant, secant. So, part D. In order to do part D, you have to know that sine and cosecant are reciprocals. Cosine and secant are reciprocals. So that's why one of these assignments from a long time ago, we had you do like 20 of those. Hopefully it sinks in, yeah? So, let's do a couple of those. Let's go secant of pi thirds. Let me show you. So first you go to pi thirds on the unit circle. Right there. Pi thirds. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. Cosine is a half in this location. So secant is just the reciprocal of 1/2. That's all you got to do. If you want to simplify it, if you want to simplify it further down to 2, that's fine, but that makes me perfectly happy right there. The fact that you know secant is the reciprocal of cosine. And that you just got to flip it. Flip. That's all you got to do is flip something upside down. It ain't that hard. Shoo. Cosecant. Let's do cosecant of 3 pi fourths. 3 pi fourths. So you go to 3 pi fourths on the unit circle. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Sine is the y value. So you just take this fraction, flip it upside down. So instead of radical 2 over 2 is 2 over radical 2. And again, don't even have to worry about rationalizing the denominator. Yeah. And there you go. Good luck. If you need hints, let me know. In my opinion, out of the 20 problems, the 2 that go past 360 are the 2 hardest ones, and the negative ones. So 4 out of the 20 problems, 4 out of the 20. That's funny. 4 out of the 20 problems are hard. The rest should be pretty easy if you can pay attention to this video for 15 minutes straight. That's the hard part.